but I didn't know Beatminerz was you and your brother. I just thought like this was another situation, whatever, another people, till I found out. So how did the Beatminerz thing come into play?
Beatminerz goes way back to when I came home from the hospital after being born. And Walt was like, yo, who's this other guy? That's how that started. Now, what happened was Beatminerz was Walt, started DJing. And me being the younger brother, because Mr. Walt's my older brother, for all people that don't know. When he started DJing, I'm the younger brother. So I'm jealous because he's getting all that attention and all that. So I'm like, nah, I DJ too. So it was like I started emulating what he did. Right. And once you start DJing, the second thing to do is production. Because little do you know, when you take 2 copies of a record and you're doing your thing with it, you're actually producing that version of the record. Right. So Walt started getting into making beats. So eventually I started getting into making beats. Right. And my whole thing was like what my brother would do to really mess with me is he would just be like, yo, you whack, get out of here. Get out of here, get out of here. And me and my ego back then, I was like, yo, I'm gonna show him, I'm gonna be better than him. I'm gonna be a better DJ, I'm gonna be a better producer. Yo, I'm gonna get him, yo. And that was my whole thing with it. And when, Walt had his group, of course, I ended up making a group also, which Walt's group was Potentially Dangerous, was the name of his group. And they never came out with a record or anything. Right. And my group, of course, was Black Moon. But before Black Moon, we was Unique Image. Then we went through High Tech, and then we became Black Moon.
Oh, High Tech. No, shit.
So High Tech, and what's the other image? What was that?
Unique Image.
So is that, did y'all, at that point, the way that sounds, did y'all have high tops and shit right there?
Did we what?
Did y'all had high top fades at that point or what?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No question.
Absolutely.
Yo, those are them titles right there.
Yo, like my high top fade was crazy.
Yo, dude, you just saying those 2 group titles, I already knew that was high top fade era. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, man.
So what's it like producing a record with someone else? You come in with a drum pattern, and then, hey, I need some keys on this, or is it vice versa? How does it work?
Well, when we did the first of the Black Moon stuff, I basically was sitting here, this same table that I'm sitting at right now, believe it or not. And I would sit down here, like this is the same apartment, because I lived in the same house forever. And I would just go in and make a beat and let Buck hear it, and Buck would be like, yo, that's dope. He'll add his lyrics to it. And then I'll add whatever else I gotta add to it, whether it's like maybe change up something or whatever, add some scratches.
Okay.
And when we first started, that's how we did it. Like I'll make beats, Buck will write the rhymes to the beats, and that's it. But then as we got into like the real studio mode, what would happen is I'd be up at D&D, and Buck would come in, and I'll be like, yo, what we doing today? What we doing today? And we will create together. You know what I'm saying? I'll start with the drums. Buck will be like, yo, that's funky. And we'll go on, and then he'll come with a topic, and I'll be like, yo, that's ill. Or we can do something else.
So there's Beatminerz beats that you 100% made yourself.
Yeah.
And they just fall under that title.
Yeah, what it is me and my brother put them all on the Beatminerz. But if you want to know, like for instance, I did Who Got the Props.
Yeah.
My brother did the original I Got You Open. I did the remix.
Okay.
Very white joint. Walt did How Many MCs? I think I added something small to it, but I added one little thing.
Okay.
Usually what we do is one of us, or even both of us, sit there and make the beat, but we all will mix it. We'll be in the studio mixing it.
All right.
Yo, Who Got the Props though? That shit, what you just heard, that should make you want to either roller skate, start smacking motherfuckers in slow motion. I mean, that was one of them shits. It was like, yo, that shit was like, that beat just was like, skateboarding or some shit. I'm telling you, man. And then that shit had me open for real. Like, so that's
You know what's the funny thing? I kind of like back then I was listening to the first Gangstar album,
Right.
Diamond D, Stunt Blunts and Hip Hop, Pete Rock, CL Smooth's first album, and Tribe, and whatever Lost Professor was doing, and that's what influenced like that.
Did you fuck
You know what I'm
with
saying?
at that little time right there? You just said Tribe and all that. Was you fucking with the the dashiki joints and the big wooden like me? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you something though.
Yo.
The wooden beads. I'm gonna tell you what we used to do. We used to wear the wooden beads.
Yeah, no question.
But when we get into the club, we would beat your ass with the wooden beads.
With the wooden. Them shits.
That's why we wore them.